Hi guys, welcome to Heal, Align and Thrive. Here we talk about healing and all the things that have to do with focusing on you.
Hi guys, welcome to back with Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Welcome to Heal, Align and Thrive. We will talk everything healing, everything aligning, and everything thriving. It's so good to finally have a sit down so we can talk about this topic, which is something that comes a lot in one of the videos that we do on TikTok about trying to heal from a place that broke you. Yes. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times people want to understand if can you really heal from the space that broke you, meaning sometimes because the dynamic of your families zethu are quite toxic. I would say that because I'm not going to beat around the bush, they are toxic. But now you want to understand if you can be able to find healing outside, maybe seek for an inner child specialist or a therapy, but living in that space.
Yeah, 100%. Have you ever tried doing that actually? Doing the inner work still at home?
Yes, I've tried so many times doing the inner work at home. And I think for me, it's always, it always starts there. The inner work is always going to start from where you were hurt or from at home. I think I've tried so many times. So what about yourself?
I have. I mean, it's so crazy that we all do try to do the inner work at home. I've done that, but I've always seen that I found myself in a constant loop all the time, because the environment can't cater to the healing that I want, that my soul needs. The environment from the get-go, it's the one that broke me. Yeah. So it cannot be the same environment as well that provides the healing that I want. So I've tried doing the inner work.
And how did that work?
It did not end well. It really did not. It really did not end well. So we're just going to talk about a few pointers as to why you really cannot do the inner work in the same environment that broke you. I mean, we've already talked a bit about it. But I would say the first pointer is that the body does not forget. So in the environment that you're in, your nervous system already, it's so disorientated. And it's disorientated because of the same things that happened in that same environment, they're still there. It does not mean when you start doing the inner work, the people around you are going to be infected by you doing the inner work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Your mother or your father or your caregivers are still going to be the ones running the household. So it's not going to cater truly to the healing that your soul wants, once you get triggered, or even the tone they use and all of those things. It's going to be almost like you're starting from scratch. If you've been doing the inner work, let's say for the week, and then your pen says one thing with the tone that pisses you off, you're just going to throw your toys away and it's going to be over from there.
Yeah, it is true. It is true what you're saying, because cell memory, there's what you call cell memory. So it doesn't forget.
It doesn't.
Very, very true. Forget. So from the get-go, how the tone that they used, the silence, the silent treatment that they have given you. So I think for me, it's more of has your household been a safe space for you growing up? So if it has not necessarily been a safe space, your body captures that and it will remember that.
Yes.
Yep.
It will always remember that. So why would your house be a safe space all of a sudden you're trying to do the healing?
Yep. So if it has not been the safest space for the past 10, 20 years, why do you think that healing then would be the safe space to do at home?
100%, because a lot of the times healing also starts from when you have to now speak your truth. You know, you have to speak your truth when you start now doing the inner work. You know, you cannot people please. You have to stand up for your inner child. You have to be the one to but now in the same environment where you have to bend over yourself to please other people, if you speak up, you become disrespectful. Can you see that all of the things that need you to show up as your best version in your house, it's just not gonna work, because the minute you talk or you stand up for the truth, when you're delela, you know.
Yeah.
So
it starts as a fallacy, by the way.
Yes.
That, for example, I believe that, you know what, if I can just fix myself, I can be able to draw everyone in. If I'm seeker for therapy and just speak the truth, if I feel like they're gaslighting or there's constant gaslighting in our homes, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna speak the truth. When you gaslight me, I will speak directly and tell you how I feel about that. I always thought, if I fix myself in the same environment, abanye abantu bazo, they will start to hear me.
They'll come to the party.
Yes. Now my ideas, if I come for you to tell you the truth and how you made me feel, you're gonna hear me.
Yeah. And unfortunately, your environment is not going to come to the party. It's really not going to come to the party, because you must understand, you were not the one that built that environment, number one.
True.
You know? So when you think people are going to come to the party, it's if you are the one that built that environment. You're not the source. You know, you can't fix the problem. But again, when now, for example, I'm going to use the tree in this case.
Mm-hmm.
You would say you're the leaf as a child. You're the leaf of the source. But if the source is the one that's producing leaves and then the leaf is like, you know what, let me try find some healing, the root is going to come join to the party. It's like, you know, like the root is the problem. We need to, like, the root has to be the one that says, you know what, in creative guys, let's ship our house and let's get it in order. Let's do that. Then the source is the one that says, okay, we're going to do things differently like this. But you as the child, who do you think you are to try to put some order ending that you were not even, they're going to say you were not even there when we started building this house.
So, but when would you say we realize that we can't really do the healing at home? Is it when you find the triggers, or is it when you are not able to find the quietness or the stillness? When would you say?
I would definitely say when you find yourself in a constant loop all the time. When I say a loop, I mean when you try and do this and it always just, it's almost like the same result all the time. You try to speak up for yourself, then you become disrespectful, then they give you the silent treatment, and then it's just a constant loop. And you get to a point where you realize that I don't think I can heal here, or the people here can hear me for what I'm trying to do. It's izofika kuwe. Izofika emoyeni wakho ukuthi no, I don't think this is it. The environment I see. So
you're saying it's when you realize the constant triggers.
Yes.
But they're not gonna end.
They're not
right?
gonna end.
Because I mean, of course, we're talking to now the third point where we start to understand that triggers are loud.
Yes.
Triggers are direct and as a
yes.
But healing is more supple and quietness and requires softness and stuff like that. So triggers then triggers build walls, rigid walls. But healing wants to break those walls with softness.
Yeah.
So that's where you start to realize
yes. And healing happens a lot in isolation. So what do those isolate kanjani emzini wabantu? Akusukwakho la. Uzikhele kamera layo. Mawuthi uyabuya umnyanga usekho. Like, healing wants you to be in a stillness. When you want to cry, no matter, like, like healing is it's not linear, because there's days where you don't want to even do anything.
Yeah.
You just want to sleep. Uzolala kanjani emzini ukuthi la ke ngo-8 sis
Siyavuka.
siyavuka la. So like all of those things, it's just not gonna work. It's really, really not gonna work, because that same environment has its own strategies. Ukuthi la kuqhutshwa kanje, kuqhutshwa kanje. It's so rigid, and healing is not linear. But that structure linear, ukuthi kuyavukwa ke kwenza kanje, kwenza kanje, kwenza kanje. And healing is not like that. So for me, the fourth point, I think this is really it. So if you're ever feeling stuck, you may feel like I always try to do the inner work, but engathi ngizithola endaweni one. It may be ukuthi akusuwe, but it's the environment that you're in that is not catering to what your soul needs.
Yeah, no, true. I think a lot more people want to blame themselves, because we are coming from backgrounds that really gaslight us, show us how unworthy, show us how they can't listen to us. So I think it's easy to when you're like, no, maybe I'm the problem, and not look at the environment that you are in.
Yes.
Because healing is an environment, and one's environment that favors the healing journey.
So you can thrive in your healing. You want an environment where even on days you're not feeling good, but your environment can hold you and support you.
Yep.
So on days where we are healing yanukela, still usazorasela umzali. It's like, yo, I don't need this right now, So your environment plays a big role in your healing. It really, really does. So this was our take on why you cannot, or it's nearly impossible for you to heal from the same environment that broke you. And yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Keep healing, aligning, and
thriving.
thriving.